The Education of Henry Adams by Henry Adams. This is a book on the top 1,000 list, 1,000 Books to Read Before You Die by James Mustick. I do not really know of Henry Adams very well. Apparently, he is the grandson, I believe, of John Quincy Adams, the president. And I think Henry Adams was something like a historian. So he's kind of considered one of like early America's historians in the 1800s and stuff. And so this kind of gets to my point about the book is if you're like a really devout fan of history, if you're studying early American history, I could see more why you would want to read this book. Or if you're writing a book about early American history, this could be a source for you. Like if you're working on a biography of John Adams or John Quincy Adams, then yeah, this book makes more sense. Or maybe if there's other things like I didn't get that far in this book, but like if Henry Adams is talking about the history of the Civil War or whatever, maybe he has interesting stuff there. So that's kind of my conclusion about this book is if you're like really interested in history and you are wanting to study this period, maybe this book is interesting. But reading it from my standpoint, even though I actually do really like history, I love history. But reading this book, I just did not really like it at all. And one of the things that bothered me most about this book, and I know this may sound nitpicky, is that he writes it in third person. So he is writing it as if it's a biography written by someone else, but it's actually Henry Adams writing it. And I just don't really like when authors do that. I don't know, to me it seems very amateurish. It's like someone who writes an interview with themselves and like puts it on their website or whatever, an interview with themselves that they wrote themselves. It's just amateurish. If you want a biography written about you, have a biographer do it. If you're going to write an autobiography, use first person. Don't pretend that it's like some other person writing about your life or whatever. I just don't like that. So right away, that was something that put distance between me and the book. And also there were other things as well, like he keeps talking about education in the book. And I understand the title, The Education of Henry Adams. But it just seems like he wanted to insert the word education whenever possible. Even if it's not strictly pertaining to education, like learning in schools, he just keeps using this word education, and it was driving me crazy. And I was only like 15 pages into the book. So yeah, that's kind of my conclusion about the book is like if you're a really avid fan of early American history, it may be an interesting read for you. If you're studying early American history, it may be more of a must read. But if you're just reading for pleasure or whatever, I really see no reason whatsoever to read this book. So, yep, those are my thoughts on